Well, that would be one quirk of this. Now this might be where this little cryptic piece of paper comes in. I still haven't figured out exactly what this means, but it looks to me kind of like instructions where what you're supposed to do, and then if it doesn't light, maybe twist it around a little bit. Twist the bulb around. So we're going to try that and see if we can get some light out of it. Now this works like the old Maglite. Well, this is real, folks. This is what you get. And I have had this unit on there, and I can tell you that it worked just fine. Let me make sure my batteries are in the right way. They are. And still I have no light. Try putting this in again. There, we have light. So, take that for what it's worth. May not be all as simple as it's cut out to be, but now it seems to be working fine. Okay. So what does this give us here? Well, when it does work, we go from about 15 lumens of light with the old incandescent bulb to about 25 lumens of light with the LED. You can see that it puts out a nice bluish white light and pretty good beam spread, no big gaps in the beam. It is somewhat focusable. It does not have a ton of range in the flood to spot focusing, and you can see when you get into the flood, it does tend to open up a black hole in the center, but you can focus it down pretty well to spot and open it up for a flood effect. Now you can go too far. If you go about a half a turn too far, the bezel will come off, so that's a little bit kludgy. And the other thing is, if you go a little too far screwing it in, it cuts the light off, which is actually kind of a nice feature in the sense that you've got a push button here. If this is sitting in your pack or in your pocket or whatever, and it got pushed, the light could turn on and use up some of your battery. Although this particular switch does have a circuit in it that will cut the light off after about 14.5 minutes, the manufacturer claims. I haven't tested that time, but that's what they say. So when the bezel is tightened all the way down, it will not operate. Just unscrew it about a half a turn, and there you go. The other thing is that you get 3 output levels with this, which is nice. At the highest output level, you'll get 6.5 to 8 hours of battery life. At the medium output level, you get approximately 13 to 16 hours of battery life, and at the lowest setting you get anywhere from 32 to 36 hours of battery life. And I will say that with my headlamp here, I tend to use it on the low setting quite a bit of the time. It tends to have plenty of light for doing things like putting my stand on the tree, climbing the tree, getting everything situated, getting my camo makeup on, getting my bow ready, getting my rifle loaded, whatever it is, I can usually do it at the lowest setting. So that way I can get a ton of life out of this. Same thing here. 32 to 36 hours of burn time with that amount of light is pretty darn good. This bulb is, according to the manufacturer, rated for 50,000 hours of use. In my experience, these little guys that come with the standard Maglite will burn out after about 2 or 3 changes of batteries. So I always would carry a spare back here in my tail cap. And another reason for having 2 flashlights was so that when it burned out, I'd have another light so that I could see to replace it with the other bulb. So that's a nice upgrade feature to this. One thing it took me a while to figure out, and I actually saw this written up online, is that if you want to switch it on and off quickly, if you see you do that, what you get is a change in power levels rather than an instant on and instant off. If you want to just use the button in sort of a manual flashing mode, if you hold the button for half a second or more, the light will go on and off with the button. If you click it faster, then you cycle through the modes. There's the short flashing mode, and then it has a faster flashing mode. And again, I have no idea why you would want those. I guess it's for signaling if you're lost or something, but I really don't see a purpose for it. The focusing, again, I talked about that. Pretty good. It does give you some of the flood effect that I find much more useful than the spotlight. Pretty good amount of light. We'll go outside later on when it's dark and do some comparisons of this light versus the standard light, and also the maybe the bigger Maglite, just to see how they compare. One nice thing about this switch and this setup is, if you've ever used your Maglite in a camping situation where you want just sort of a general lantern, you can still use it in candle mode, just like the original setup, where you can set the light in the base like that, and it gives you fairly good general illumination just like that. One really neat feature of this light, and I haven't shown you this end view yet, is that it comes with a little low power red LED in the tail cap here. See if you can see that flashing, which at night, and I'll turn this light out here so that you can see that. Okay, now I've got it quite a bit darker. You can see that puts out just a nice little flash of red light, which is really handy for if you're using it in a tent, camping, even if you're just putting it on your bedside table. It makes it real easy to find at night, and from what I've read, really doesn't use up a lot of battery power. If you want to disable it, all you have to do is screw the bezel down and you get no more flash. To turn it back on, just unscrew the bezel, and I don't know if this is supposed to do this, if this is a design feature. You get a solid red light. As soon as you turn it on, then off again, it goes back to the flash mode. It's supposed to. There we go, just like that. Another little quirk there. Hadn't noticed that before.